Welcome to a Friday fireside chat. I'm extremely extra excited about this one, and this will probably come across in an arrogant way, but I don't mean for it to be. But yeah, I'm kind of proud of myself. I had an idea, I threw the idea out there, and it worked out beautifully. And it proved so many points that I was hoping to maybe be able to make a video of and prove. And it worked out nicely in terms of, let's take something that's not really about trading, but give people a hint that it is about trading, and then see how people react with it and see if there's any, kind of parallels that I can draw with trading. And like I said, it worked out very, very solid in regards to kind of showing different things that can affect us as traders. So if you follow me on social media, I think I posted on everything, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. But on the screen up here right now, you can see an image of all these cups, and the question became, which of these cups fills first? And I threw it out there. But like I said, I gave a little hint. I said, hey, this is a good mental exercise for trading, for forming a trade plan. So I try to get people in that framework of, okay, yeah, this is how the brain needs to operate in order to put together a trade plan. And based on all the answers I got and some of the rationale, like I said, my theory played out very well in terms of reality of kind of how the human mind works. So the first group of people I got were a lot of people saying, well, Clay, none of them fill. Or Clay, well, what's the rate at which that drop happens? Clay, is it only one drop? Because that image shows one drop. So is that it? Is there only one drop? If that's the case, then none of them will ever fill. So a lot of people were kind of taking that angle. How much water? What's the rate of the water? Is it only one drop? How hot is it? So, if it's super hot and that drop goes, does it evaporate before the next drop? All those sorts of things. So let's now, put this into the world of trading. I'm very, like I said, I don't actually have any statistics to back this up, but I think it's a rational conclusion to make on my part that if you looked at that image and you kind of were thinking along those lines of, the rate at which it drops, is it only one drop? How hot is it? I'm guessing you suffer from paralysis by analysis when it comes to your trading. Why? Because you are way, way overthinking things. Don't get me wrong. Do you need to think when it comes to trading? Yes, absolutely. You need to think. But there is that fine line where it's just like, okay, just stop thinking and take action. And like I said, if you're one of those people that was throwing out some sort of answer, which again, it's very well thought out. That's a good point. Well, what is the rate of water? Is it just one drop? Well, if it's super, super hot out, if this is happening in the, Sahara Desert, maybe those drops evaporate before they even hit the cup. But calm down. You have to think, but you don't want to think that much in the world of trading. So that's one kind of group of people that I think that image and that thought exercise can maybe help give you some insight into your trading about why there might be some struggles, why there might be some inconsistencies. Maybe you just think way too much. The next part was just people rushing, and really kind of rushing in two ways. The first way is just kind of the typical rushing in the sense of they're just glancing and then they make they say an answer. And some people, I got really good participation from it, so I didn't question everybody. But a few people I did question, or I noticed other people's questioning people, and they're like, oh, yeah, I missed that. And when you miss that in the world of trading, that can cause you to lose money. So when you're putting together a trade plan, make sure you don't rush through it, which again, and welcome to the why trading is complicated, because I'm just sitting here saying, well, you got to think, but don't think too much. And now I'm saying, well, don't rush. So that's where that fine line comes into place. You don't want to go too fast, because if you go too fast, sometimes you can miss things. And those things that you miss, I probably shouldn't have done that. And I saw all sorts of people give silly answers. And I know why they gave them, because they missed little things. The big one I got, and we'll put the image back up here on the screen, is a lot of people were like, hey, number 4 is going to fill first. But what they missed was, and we'll put an arrow to it, you can see on cup number 3, it's actually closed off there. And then this segues into the final point in trading of just because you've seen a setup before, just because you may have, you look at something and you see it and you automatically say, oh, wow, this is very recognizable. I've been here before. I've seen this before. Therefore, I'm going to do this. And you just go and do something. That is another form of rushing. And what happened and I think a lot have happened here is that I'm going to put another image up on the screen that I've seen floating around out there. And now take a look at that same spot on number 3. You can see that area is actually open. So what I'm thinking with a lot of these situations is people had seen this image first, and then they saw my image that I posted, and they just automatically assumed, hey, I recognize it. I've been here before. I know the answer is 4. But no, things had changed. Was it a small change? Yeah, absolutely. But that's how trading is. You want to have general frameworks of a strategy, but you have to keep in mind that little things can change and make each little situation slightly different, slightly unique. So you don't want to rush in either of those ways because it will come and bite you, just like this exercise proved it bit many people. So that's, because I think 4, I don't know if it was the most answered, but it was definitely high up there. And I'm thinking it had to do with people either having seen that one image where the answer actually was 4. But not the image I posted, which again, circling back, proves a point. Just because you may have seen something or you think you've seen something before, still go through your checklist or go through your thought process that your strategy requires and that your rules require to make sure that nothing has changed and that nothing needs to be compensated for. Now, of course, if you're sitting there saying, well, I don't have a checklist, I don't really have a thought process when I go through my trade plans, well, that's okay. At least you're now realizing that. But just understand that, yeah, you really do need to have some sort of framework and strategy behind a trade plan. So that is kind of what I found interesting here. And like I said, if you got that wrong, and that can give you some good insight into your trading. And I got, well, Clay, I was just passing through social media and I saw it, so I went real quick. And that's fine, but just realize, make sure that doesn't creep into your trading where all of a sudden I just was doing whatever and I saw a trade plan, so I just put something together. Oh, I missed that. Just because you're rushing through social media doesn't mean you'll never end up rushing through trades. It can happen, and that's a kind of a leading indicator. I hope this can be a leading indicator of something that you should at least consider. So like I said, I'll put the image down below if you want to take a look at it again. And will kind of give you a better idea of what exactly I'm talking about. But yeah, how do you do with it? And if you're one of those people that maybe overthought it or rushed it in one way or another, just keep in mind, you don't want that stuff to bleed into your trading because it can cause a lot of headaches and hassle. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.